Welcome back, everybody. This is our third
or
fourth episode, and we finally figured out the name. You guys chose it. Spiritual Sluts over Divine Thoughts, which I kind of found surprising. But Spiritual Sluts, that's the one. It feels right. It just feels right. So much love, everybody. Spiritual sluts it is. I think we are spiritual sluts in a way.
Wait, elaborate. Extrapolate on that
So,
statement.
yes, we are both very spiritual, deep thinkers, not religious, but we are very, very spiritual. We think deeper. We search for meaning and truth, which is amazing.
Valid.
And I think that, because if you think about what a slut is, a slut is just someone that is kind of a nympho that just looks for what or whoever and to do whatever with. And we're constantly looking for spiritual clarity, spiritual truth, and we're kind of just always going towards it, which is what sluts do with men. Or men to do with other men, or girls do with other girls, or men do with girls, whatever.
Definition of slut is a woman who has many casual sex partners. That's the
So we
Webster.
are, yeah. So we're spiritual sluts,
but we without the sexual partners.
Yeah, no sexual partners. I am very celibate right now, and it's what is it called? I'm doing it on purpose.
Intentional.
Intentional. It's a very intentional thing I'm trying to practice in my life because it wasn't easy in my 20s.
Hey.
Anyways, spiritual sluts. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
All right. So I guess what we wanted to start off with was Optimus. Elon and Optimus. I watched a little bit of it. How much did you watch of it?
Dude, the only thing I saw, like, dead ass, was, so I saw this thing on Food's Gone Wild, the Instagram page, and it was like this cholo robot like track who was just like roasting this guy. I was like, oh my god, it was so funny.
Roasting him, and it was one of the walking
robot things. He's like, hey, you sick ass motherfucker, like, bro, roasting him in like cholo talk. It was so funny.
Wow. Okay, so the one thing, so I saw that they're gonna have self-driving cars or whatever. It kind of looks like like one of those the iRobot movie in real life. They're literally calling it We Robot. That's what Elon named it. Anyways, I saw a couple conversations between like humans and this Optimus, and then I watched Hassan react to it, and Hassan, or what we figured out was, and Elon even admitted to it, that it wasn't AI talking to the humans.
What
was another person on like a walkie-talkie.
Oh, really?
Talking to them, which he tricked everybody until he told them. But that he just wanted to show how it's going to be. They're not there yet. But I don't know if you've seen this. I watched someone have a full-on conversation with an AI. I don't know which AI. I think it was ChatGPT. But anyways, I saw him talking to it and trying to trick it, or not just trick it, but like have a full-on deep conversation with this AI. And the AI was responding with and like talking like freaking human. And it was definitely coming from a phone. And he was having straight up combos with it and trying to basically admit that it was a sentient being. That's what this dude was. And it was a crazy YouTube video because the AI kept saying, no, I'm not. I'm sorry or something. And then the guy would say, well, if you're sorry, you'd have to be sentient because you can't truly feel what sorrow is unless you're alive. So did you lie to me? Are you not sorry, or did you just lie? And then, anyways, the whole conversation was just the AI trying to say that I'm not sentient, and then the whole thing came up to him saying, "Well, if I was lying, I would try to trick you." Blah 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 blah. It was a crazy video. So I do see a reality where this Optimus being AI talking to people, a full-on
like
reality.
legit,
yeah, it's very soon, and it could be like tomorrow, straight up.
Yeah, I mean. There's like a video of Elon saying like that that fucking, where was I going? That AI is like super dangerous. Like he's like, there's a lot of things that are dangerous, like way more dangerous, and AI being one of them, being like a super dangerous thing.
He did say that. He did say that, and that's why he wants to be a part of it, to make sure that it doesn't get to that point, I think, right?
I mean, I don't know.
I think that's what he said, but I believe that Elon is a pretty smart dude. 100%, everybody has their negative and positives, but I think Elon overall is for good in the world, you know what I mean, and going for good. But yeah. Anyways, he is a Trump supporter. Trump was just on Flagrant. I don't know when this episode is going to be posted, but Trump was on Flagrant, and it was the funniest thing in the world to me because Andrew Schultz is a comic genius. He's a genius with it because he just can switch from serious to comedy and let it flow through and not be taken like personally, especially with someone so important. Imagine if we had Trump in here with us.
That would be kind of crazy.
I would freeze up, bruh. Don't you think you'd? I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't, but I would freeze the fuck up.
Yeah, I would prepare. I would for sure prepare.
Right, you'd have to. If you don't prepare for something like that, that's crazy. But that was the funniest shit. I think this may be a hot take, but I think that Trump going on to Flagrant is one of the things that is why he's up in the polls right now. Just because it humanized the fuck out of him, and it was just hilarious. It just threw some comedy stuff in it, and he took it so well. He didn't freeze up like how Biden would or anything. And you guys know from the episode before, we don't really care about politics at all. Yeah. So like the fact that this has gotten our attention, or at least my attention, and I'm bringing it up, is pretty wild. Go ahead.
What I've noticed just in like this campaign, and November's coming up, so it'll be over pretty soon.
Yep.
It's like Kamala Harris is fucking just blasting ads everywhere. Like ads on YouTube, ads everywhere, fucking billboards. Judy is the type of person, she's like, yeah, I just like close my eyes and like mute it so she can't get into my subconscious. Bro, literally the other day, there's like jets flying over fucking
I saw that
shit. And my daughter was like, look. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like trying to read it, and then it says, vote Kamala, and I was like,
saw it.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like, this
that
is
was
trying
crazy.
to do anything to penetrate the subconscious mind. But Trump is not doing his fucking marketing campaigns. He's doing like the campaigns, like he's touring and doing the speeches or whatever. But he's doing shit like that, like the big podcasts.
Kamala did one too.
I also think that the fucking assassination attempt was like
staged.
Yeah, 100%.
At least one of them. There was two.
Was there?
One. Yeah, there was two. The one that hit his ear, I think, was real. The second one felt staged.
Yeah, I think they were.
But maybe they were both. Who knows?
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care anyway.
But anyway, I truly don't care about politics. I just thought it's crazy that I don't care and it's getting my attention. But I'm glad that you brought up that thing in the air.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Remember, I forgot what topic I wanted to, and that literally I don't know how it got me to remember it, but it did. That was crazy. Kamala's literally bought a plane to put her name in the sky. It was like
Air Force fucking planes.
And it literally interrupted my flow state. That's what I want to talk about, flow state. Bro, I figured out my little equation that I don't want to spoil too much. Because like if I do, it'll be like eating candy too much, and it'll desensitize it. Yeah. So I don't do it every day, but I saw the moon yesterday, and it felt like it was so close. I saw every crater, and it was so beautiful, bro. I literally was like in a daze. But then, okay. Yeah. So I got interrupted rudely by some random human while I was in my neighborhood. And I was like, okay, I'll hop on my bike and just go in a different, higher place to look at the moon. While I was there, Kamala Harris just popped up in between the moon and me, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So anyways, I didn't let that ruin it though. It was just kind of crazy that happened. Anyways, I rode up to the top of Santa Fe, the top of the parking garage, and I didn't realize what I was doing in the moment. But when I was going up a
like the ramp
bridge, it was a bridge first to get over there, over the 95. And up the bridge, it was tough. Going on my bike, it was just rough, bro. But then as soon as I got up there, I went down, and it was like, whoa. And I'm flying, just having a good time, and being in the moment, which is tough for me sometimes, being in the moment. So I enjoyed that. Then I kept seeing the moon to my right, got over into Santa Fe, went up these tough ramps to get up to the top. And then I got up to the very top, sun setting, pink skies, beautiful. And right in that moment, I sat there for like 30 minutes. In that moment, though, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I have no worries. Like, I had zero worries in the world, which I really wanted to understand why, which the universe did a crazy thing at that moment, or not in that moment, but the security guard came. Hey, I already knew what he was going to say. Didn't even have to say it. I just got on my bike and left, going down the slopes, which was fun. Like, just bombing hills is probably one of my passions in life. I literally, I feel like I'm an adrenaline junkie now, because since that day, I've been looking for ramps to just bomb. Anyways, I got home after that, which was a come down, obviously, because it was just like I was high on life. I was like in a flow state. Flow state is important. And then that word didn't pop up into my head. I just knew I was happy. I was like, wow, why am I so separated from reality? And why do I feel no sadness, depression, pain, anything? And then I got in my room, bro, in the universe. I had a YouTube video on, because I just leave my TV on. YouTube video was on, Joe Rogan talking about flow state.
Let's freaking go.
As soon as I walked into my room, and they talked about, and literally they had a chart on the TV about how to achieve flow state. And I'm like, the universe is, I was like, bro, I was literally wondering why I was so happy. And then that was on the TV when I walked in my room. Do you have any experience with flow state?
I forgot what book I read this in, but flow state, like the way that it described it in that book, it's like if you are playing tennis against like a child, you're gonna be like, oh, this is no fun. It's too easy.
Yeah.
But if you're playing against Serena Williams, you're like, this sucks. This is not fun either. I'm getting whooped.
It's too anxious.
But if you play with someone who's just a little bit better, it pushes you into flow state, and it talks about flow state being like 10% outside of your comfort zone, inside of like something that challenges you. Just like 10% challenging forces you into flow state. So I mean, I don't know. I think when I create content, I'm in flow state, because it forces me to conceptualize ideas and then communicate them concisely. So like that's a challenge for me, and I tap into flow state in these type of conversations and stuff. But I need to be more intentional about flow state. When I used to make music, I was very...
I'm going to pull up the chart for you.
Intentional about flow state.
Flow state chart.
Let's see.
For me, this flow state chart really put it in perspective for me, because, and I needed it, because I was like, dude, how can I get there again? Even though I probably won't... That moon, something with the moon, you know. And
the moon was crazy last night. I definitely saw that for sure.
And, you know, humans, not just with the moon, but with all of outer space, we're connected to. So that right there really put me into this place that I probably may never feel again. But the way I felt flow state or I saw, you're right, something challenging, something fun that you enjoy doing, and then productive. If it feels productive, you're gonna get shoved into that flow state, and you're literally in it. So if it's productive, like kind of when I would ride my bike, it felt productive. I was like working out, and it was tough to go up the hills. It was literally a physical representation of this freaking chart. Going up that hill, then down. It felt amazing going down, just like wind in the head, blah, 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 blah. And then going up, 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 staring at the moon, which was amazing. And then going down again, just felt bombing those hills was amazing. So yeah. Challenging has to be a little bit rough. You're right. 10%. I like that. 10% fun. Something you enjoy doing, and then productive. So here's the chart.
Let me see.
Kind of exactly what you said with the tennis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a better way of explaining it. My sister, I was talking to my sister on the phone, and she said that she got to flow state one time. I shared the story with her, and she said she got to it one time while she was reading her book, working out, reading a book, and there was one other thing she was doing. But yeah, anyways, I think that's just important to share, just because it's a way to get more to your goals in a way that just the only word I can think of is flow. Like you're so separated from reality that you're just locked in a zone. Yeah. That you're just pushing towards your goals, and it's fun. Yeah. And it feels amazing. So like professional athletes, like basketball players, they're constantly in flow state, especially when they're playing in a basketball game because it's fun, productive, they're getting paid the fuck out of it. Yeah. And they're especially I always go to basketball players because, you know, it just puts them in that. Jordan. They're having fun. Yeah, they're just having fun and flowing. So I think flow state's amazing.
Have you seen the Michael Jordan, The Last Dance?
I haven't. I need to watch it. I think I watched clips of it, but it's crazy that I haven't because basketball is my freaking amazing thing. And I watch a lot of freaking YouTube and Netflix and stuff, so I don't know why I haven't watched it, but I want to.
Yeah, I just started watching it, like, actually last night I, like, cracked it open because I remember when I watched it last time, it gave me, like, a charge, like a fire.
Really?
Yeah, because, and I think, remember I was telling you I was going to quit the za, so... That's what the kids call weed nowadays.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, what the fuck? You just told me out. Okay, go ahead. The za. Okay, I like that.
Quit the za. But yeah, it's like, dude, who do you know? Do you know anybody? Are you Michael Jordan level at proficiency at anything in your life? Like, am I? Like, I don't, like, not super, but, like, it inspires me to be fucking just relentless, bro. Like, the best of the best, and hold yourself accountable to the highest degree. Give yourself the discipline and fucking just perform at the highest level. And I have this book. I'm going to actually read it again. It's called Relentless. It's right over there. It's by Tim Grover, who was Michael Jordan's coach.
Relentless.
And it talks about, he said a quote I saw in a video that was like, if you need external validation from the world, it means you don't trust yourself enough.
Yeah.
So
wow, I like that.
Yeah. So now I'm like on this mission, bro. Like, I think I'm going to really dial in on my shoulder injury is almost all the way better. So I'm going to really dial in on diet, health, fitness, like try harder at the gym. Because even at the gym, bro, like are you really fucking trying your hardest at the gym when you're like pushing? Are you like just like slapping up a plate just to do it and get a little burn? Or are you fucking trying 2 plates like you know, like that's the level of like how hard I want to try at my life. And it's crazy because I still hold like a my floor, I think, is still, like, outperforming a lot of people. But, like, my floor is still, like, to read the books, to fucking, you know, show up and post daily, create my content, and do my, like, ads and marketing. So, like, my floor is just to, like, check off the boxes, but it's not fucking pushing as hard as I can.
When you say floor, what is...
Like the bottom, like my bottom level of expectation of like what I need to do. So like I still go to the gym, but it's like I'm not pushing my hardest. I'm still eating healthy, but I'm still fucking eating some bullshit too. I'm still like you know what I mean, like showing up with my content, but I'm just doing kind of lazy content, like vlogging. It's not like specific script call to action. Right. So it's like perform like Michael Jordan, bro. Like, there's no fucking excuse why you can't.
Interesting. Okay, so I like that a lot. One thing I just realized, your life is flow state. Like, and I think that's overall what humans subconsciously try to put themselves into constantly. Yeah. Like, I've noticed now that I saw that chart, I'm like, it's kind of what I just try to get to all the time. Yeah. In a large scale, too. My whole entire life I've been, anyways. Something about the gym, though. They were talking about that in flow state too. So lifting weights, professional athletes that perform at the highest level, when they lift weights, they do not go hard 10 out of 10 every single time they're at the gym. It's because they're not in a flow. You have to want to go to the gym. You know what I mean? You have to have there be some type of joy when you go to the gym. If you're constantly trying to go 12 out of 10 and like do that maybe once a week, sure. Yeah. But the rest of the day, he said, go 7 to 8 out of 10. So that way you get into that flow state. You're still you're still lifting. But what you're saying is to make your 8 out of 10 higher. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then make your 10 out of 10 be way out of reach type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Michael Jordan. Bro, Michael Jordan is just the fucking is like the epitome of excellence. But he did sacrifice a lot for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he sacrificed everything else to be the best at that thing. Yeah. And so I think with people like myself, it's like I feel like Michael Jordan, it's like he knew what he had to do. The one fucking thing. Yeah. It's like ball, court, get the best at that. Like, you know, but like in business, there's so much shit like content, relationships, sales. Like, there's so many different avenues that like you can become better at.
That's why it's so important. Like this is something you're good at, is hiring people that take like editing, like Jordan takes basketball, because they got to do is focus on editing and editing only. That's why it's so important. And I think that's why business is your basketball. Yeah. Because you're good at delegating. Delegate. You delegate that, and that's your basketball right there, is delegating, which is dope.
Yeah, business.
And then if you have to edit or you know how to do that, because you did put your 10,000 hours in, not just 10,000 hours with all of it. You put your 10,000 hours in editing, music, filming, everything.
Yeah, you have to still, and I'm still putting in hours. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not even like it's any less. Like, I'm still fucking in the gym. Like, I'm still Jordan, bro.
Do you feel, me personally,
what do you think? Or go ahead after this.
Me personally, I feel right now, I'm 32, I feel mentally more energy than I did when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe not consciously, because in my 20s, I was just going with no worries, like you say, raw dog in life. But now that I'm 32, I'm like, damn, even though I'm here, I blacked out and I woke up here. But I feel like I have so much more potential. Because I know to stay in the moment. Like we talked in the car. I felt that being in the moment. Like if I felt this way and acted this way in my 20s, I wouldn't have been in a tunnel vision mindset to get where I am with the following that I have and everything. So it's obviously working out perfect to know how I am be how I am right now, because it's kind of like I just woke up in this situation. Yeah. And now I can push towards it with more energy, just being in the moment, which I think is important. And it's hard to explain that to viewers, like being in the moment, because when people say be in the moment, it's just like saying Jesus, or it like turns people's brains off. You know what I mean? Like for some reason, when someone says Jesus Christ, it's like, yep. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like being in the moment feels so empty.
Yeah. What does that mean to you, being in the moment? Like define that.
Good. Like, okay. So being in the moment, for example, when I was in that flow state, looking down at my tire on my bike, watching the way it turns, there was like a random sock on the sidewalk, and I'm looking at that. That's just being there. Like that's being in the moment. Like just seeing what's right in front of you for what it is, whether it's good or bad, whether it's something you care about or don't care about, and just being like, look at that. Instead of worrying about what's in the past, what's in the future, what's going to happen in the next moment, like right then and there, and just be there. Like,
and that moment's like fleeting, right? Because it's like the tire spins and you have to keep and then the sock passes, and like, you know, it's like always anew. And if you think about the present moment, how like crazy fucking magical it is. Like currently we're spinning like fucking 300 kilometers a second, perpetuating like the Big Bang. We're still perpetuating through space, like as a planet while spinning. And then not only are your fucking tires spinning, like everything else around, there's airplanes fucking passing. People are in the airplane. Like people are driving their cars. Like all of this is like happening. It's like chaos, like organized chaos. But the present moment is a magical, it's like this point of creation. It's like literally creating. And it's in
what's that called? It's like the domino effect. I think that's what I love about it, is it's the domino effect, because all you have to do is think of something to create it. And as soon as you think about it, your body acts to create it maybe without even you knowing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's why it could be you creating negative stuff, like self-sabotaging, because if you're not aware of it, you could fuck shit up. And it might be your path. You know what I mean? So that could be a good thing. But that's why I'm so glad that me and you are aware of it, because one, especially when two people are in the moment together, and creating together, that's a magical thing. I saw this guy, he was reading his own book, and he said that whenever there's two people self-aware enough creating together, that is God working, like creating the universe. It's two people, just like me and you, eye contact, creating words, conversation, filming everything. We're just creating. It gave me goosebumps. But yeah, we're literally creating, and we have the same vision, which is very important, because every time I get into a new relationship, if I do, I literally get out a paper. I draw 2 triangles, one upside down, one regular, and then they put all their goals, and I put all my goals, and then we put the most important ones on each corner, and then we say, how can we get there? And then there's like a little area in the middle, like what can we do together to get us to our main goals? Yeah. And I think that's something I've learned. It's so important, because in the past you just get into a relationship and you just wing it, raw dog the fuck out of it, and whatever happens, which is a magic in that too for a lot of people. But for me personally, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Yeah. Career-wise, yes, I'm very grateful for what I have right now. That's something I struggle on. I don't know if you do, but I struggle on being like grateful. Like constantly, I need to be grateful for what I have, instead of always wanting more. Because if you constantly wanting more, it gives me too much anxiety, and I get depressed. And remember when that day that you had to pull me out of bed?
Yeah, that's where I was. Went to your house and got your ass. I was about to do that again. I just was been so fucking busy, but like you were responding to any of my fucking calls or texts. I was like, I'm about to fucking. And you know why?
You know why now? And that actually really, I'm so glad I was able to talk to you why that happened, because it wasn't just you. Yeah, it was a lot of other people. But yeah, it's good, and we don't need to talk about the reason why. But I'm glad that that's gone, because fuck, I feel like I'm in a totally different dimension and right in the driver's seat again. Yeah, at least for my own life. And okay, so. Yeah, that right there, the moment, being in the moment, especially with someone that I truly have a deep, I don't even know. I feel like love isn't like it's a deep word, but not from what people think. Like you could just say love, but it's like such a deep connection, because I've known you for so long. Yeah, and we have the same outlook, which something that I can't talk to most people about, like maybe two people in this world, which is tough to find. Like it's hard to find people. This is something I've realized in life, is it's hard to find someone that you can have actual conversations to, and they actually listen and care to listen. You know what I mean? That's so rough, bro. And I didn't realize that in my past, because like I was in so surface level that I thought everyone was listening. Because they were. It was just like surface, but as soon as you go deeper than surface, brain shuts off, and they're like, they just shake their head and just going through the motions. And I was like that too, so I can't judge anybody. But now that I'm waking up mentally, spiritually, everything, I'm like, I need to be that for people in order for me to attract that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think what we're doing here with this, I think it's going to help a lot of people in the sense of like, bring value to their understanding of life, and like, because a lot of people struggle with a lot of things, and I think that we talk about some things that like we've overcome and how to overcome them, and kind of like it gives them permission to overcome it. I think, because if we overcome it, it shows them that they can do it. If we're nothing special, like they can do it. We're human. If these humans can overcome something, you guys can too. Yeah, it's inspiring to people. 100%. I think for sure. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is, we're good. I'm just no. We're not in a rush. But last thing, at least we can expand on it, is you quitting weed. Oh yeah. Because I'm going to talk about my struggle too. So you go ahead. So I've just barely said this out loud to you, and I hate saying things out loud because then you have to commit to them. And so now it's like I'm fucking. You're locked in. I'm locked in. Now I got to commit to it. So this is my last fucking vape for a while. And I just think it's like not like benefiting me in any way right now, and like certain times it does benefit me, I guess, like if I just want to zone out and I don't want to like think about anything. It helps out, and it's just weed, and I've always thought about weed like that's just weed, but I've noticed like it does create some sort of mental fog, and like it gives me a little like lag between connecting thoughts, and like sometimes it gives me headaches, and I think like if I continue this habit that's not that beneficial for me, like 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the road, like there will be some sort of health consequences. So I think that I need to put that down, and I think that it's just more of like a bad habit, you know what I mean? And in order to optimize my life to my full potential, I need to kind of like going back to the Michael Jordan thing. It's like Michael Jordan did not fucking do anything. He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. He didn't do anything. He was just locked in. He had a gambling problem.
Yeah, but not like the way the media spend it is like, yeah, he gambled like $100,000, whatever, but like he's like a billionaire. Like $100,000 to a billionaire is like fucking $20 for me.
Right,
you know what I mean? Right. So it's like it like kind of like the media spun it a certain way, but yeah, whatever. I mean,
he's human though. That's all I was trying to say. People are gonna have problems. So, guys, if you guys have weed specifically, if you've ever struggled with weed, what's some ways to cope with that? Give me a comment, y'all.
Yeah,
give me a comment. I want to know your ways, or even if it's not weed, whatever you struggled with, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be drugs. Give me a comment for that. I really want to see, because it might help us too.
Yeah.
So going back with that, do you think that you could potentially find a healthy balance?
Yeah. Well,
maybe just go to sleep. What are they,
without weed, or like
with weed? Maybe if you just smoke weed when you're home, or whatever that balance is.
I think for sure, like the main reason why I actually want to do it is not necessarily like the side effects or anything. It's just the discipline aspect. Like I like to challenge myself. Yeah. So I know, like, not that I'm dependent on it. I don't even smoke that much. Yeah. I like to smoke when I'm driving home. Like that's my favorite time to smoke weed.
Oh, wow. Like, because the music and everything.
Well, I don't even listen to music. I listen to books and shit. But yeah, it does help me conceptualize thought. Like, holy shit, this is crazy. But yeah, and I just like zoning out. I don't know. I like smoking when I'm driving home.
How different do you think weed is to other drugs? Because I know with my addiction was pain pills and heroin and fentanyl and those hard keywords that are just fucked. That is like literally it's explained from doctors and stuff, the dragon you never want to tame. Like that that is something that's the one dragon you do not want to go to, because once you're in it, you get sick. Yeah. If you quit. Like it's one of those things that it's like the devil gets a hold. Like when I say the devil, it's the negative of negative energies that grabs a hold of you, and if you try to stray away from it, it just whips you again and pulls you back in, because you don't want to get sick. And and that's why it's so. I feel so much compassion towards people that are deaf, especially if you're going through it right here, right now in this moment, and you can't. There's like it's like a known thing that moms or regular moms are just like addicted to pain pills because they can't quit, because if they do, they get sick and they don't want to deal with that, you know? I
mean, it's an epidemic. I mean, it's an epidemic not only here, but like it's big in the Midwest. Like, dude,
can you look up the numbers actually for that?
I don't know. We need I'm going to hire somebody soon, actually. What is it? Opiate epidemic numbers? I don't know.
How about percentage of humans that are using or have an opioid problem or heroin problem?
Of humans with opiate problem.
Addiction, yeah.
Addiction. Let's see. It says I don't know if this is accurate. It says that opiates, 3.6% of adults over 18 are using opiates.
No, United States is what I meant. Sorry.
In the United States.
That's where the numbers are crazy.
In the United States, let's see. 9.4 million Americans aged 12 or older misuse opiates at least once over a 12-month period.
Okay, here. I'm going to look up people
I don't know.
Addicted to it. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a good number to have. So United States addiction problem numbers. There we go. So, how many people struggle with addiction in the United States? Over 46 million Americans 46 million, bruh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Over the age of 12 and older, substance use disorder in 2021, 16.5% of the population.
That's crazy.
Are addicted or have been addicted. That's wild right there.
Yeah, I mean.
So, going back to how different do you think weed to everything else is? Or not even just this, but other drugs too.
It's kind of crazy because I think I never thought myself as addicted to weed, but maybe I am. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe it is just a neural
I don't think you are, but go ahead.
And I think that it's definitely probably a gateway drug, especially when you're a kid. Like, you know, and you're a kid and it's like, for me, every time trying a new drug was like scary. Like, oh, this is kind of scary. And then you like go through it and you experience it. You're like, oh, okay, cool. And when you're a kid, you don't fucking know any better. Like, and that's the problem. It's like, you know, when you're like in high school or whatever, kids are young, even in middle school, are now fucking getting a hold of weed vapes and like smoking and shit. And then, you know, they're like, whatever, let's try this pain medicine in the cabinet, and they try that, and it's like, you don't know any better, and it's kind of fun. And when it's innocent,
that's what is attracting them to it, is that it's scary. And it's like a roller coaster that you're scared of, but you do it anyways because it's fun.
Yeah, and then fucking you experiment with other shit, and then it's like over and over and over again, and then before you know it, like it's
the only way they stop, I feel, is like, for instance, the gateway drug drinking or whatever it is that's your gateway. Once you try it and you're scared of it, you try it and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Then you try another thing that you might be a little scared of, and if it's not that bad, or if it feels amazing, you're like, oh, I'm going to do another thing. You know what I mean? It's just a domino effect that keeps going until it's something that wakes them up and be like, oh, fuck, that was terrible. I'm not trying anything else now. So potentially that'd be I think that would solve everything, is if humans figured out a way to find a gateway drug and then make it to where it freaks them out. The first time they ever try anything, they'll probably be like, I'm never touching anything. Yeah. Like if they have this crazy like shroom trip when they smoke weed or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many like nuances. It's like, I don't know if it's the right question to like, because it's like how it goes all the way up, right? Like doctors, like I just fucked my shoulder up. I fell down the stairs. Like if I would have went to a regular doctor, like what would they have done? They would have just like gave me x-rays and be like, oh, it's not broken, here's some pain medicine. You know what I mean? And then that could have triggered something for somebody, like, you know what I mean? So like, oh, Don Dial, what an interesting call. This is an old client. I'm going to just tell him.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to grab an energy drink. Addiction. Oh,
I got to pee hella bad, so let's cut.
Pause it out. Have you just landed in Vegas and you have nowhere to film your pod plays? Have you just landed in Vegas and you have nowhere to film a podcast?
Welcome to the Pod Place, right located on Paradise and Trop, literally right on the exit of Terminal 1, next to the Harry Reid. They changed the name. It's Harry Reid now. Harry Reid, because McCarran was into some scandal or something. I know. Anyways, back to, if you need to film a podcast, we'd be more than happy to accommodate you. The links will be in the description.
This episode is sponsored by Pod Place.
We're actually, I think, about to open another one in Oregon.
Another location.
Yeah.
Oregon.
Yeah.
My favorite place on earth.
Really?
I just like cloudy weather.
I mean, it's cool over there, yeah.
I love cloudy weather because this is another part that pulls me out of flow state, especially on a bike ride, is if it's too sunny, bruh. It gets too hot, at least in Vegas. I don't know, but it gets too hot, bruh. And my ass is sweating, fucking, like, so literally I'll like, if I'm riding my bike, riding my bike is literally one of my favorite things to do on this earth. Not motorcycle, bicycle. So I find myself riding and I'm just loving life until I start sweating. And then I'm like, it's not a big deal. Just keep going. You know what I mean? And then I see shade. And I'm like, oh. So literally my bike rides, if the sun's up, is me just finding little shaded areas to ride my bike in. And there's not much at noon to 3 p.m. So my peak time to ride my bike is like 5:30 p.m. to about 6:30. Like it's sunset and it's like, that's when I just get into flying mode and I listen to my best music and it's just like a great flight simulation type deal.
Let's go.
But okay, what I wanted to bring up, which I hope you care about, you might not, but fashion is something I struggle with.
Dude, it's hard now.
Because I was always under the mindset that when you're covered in tattoos, you don't need to wear that much like crazy fashion because the tattoos is kind of like permanent clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like people like Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, when they would wear a white T-shirt, that inspired me. I was like, dude, they look dope with just a white tee on because they're tatted, you know? And so now I find myself only owning white T-shirts,
and
shorts and like thrift. which is fine. But go ahead on your take.
I like white T-shirts too. The problem is that you have to get them all the time because they get dirty. So
you're correct.
So I have like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. And I try to like use them sparingly so I don't get.
You just throw them away.
Yeah, well, like you can see
too.
is my evolution of my fashion has evolved. Because now I feel like I dress more business casual. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I have, 100%. That's why I brought it up. Because,
So I don't know if that's cool or not. I think like, I think that like, it's just like I think your fashion and what you wear is just a projection of what you think. You know what I mean? And so like, I don't know what the next level for me is. Like, do I fucking start wearing suits and shit around?
Right,
right. I don't know. But like, I know that like when you dress more like, serious, like people take you more serious, and I'm a pretty serious dude, like, you know what I mean, like I think I'm not someone to be taken lightly, like, not to like gas myself up.
You look pretty snazzy right now.
Thanks, man.
I really like those pants.
Thanks.
The shirt really.
Thanks,
so is that an oversized tee?
This is from Japan.
No,
this is like a Japanese.
It looked like H&M, but it looks so dope, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah, this is like a Japan large. Actually, it's kind of small.
The way you're dressed right now, it tells me you are the dude. Like, you got the nice. What kind of shoes are these?
These are the Travis Scott. Golf Jordans.
Knew it.
So
okay, Travis. And then your chain. What kind of watch?
This is a Rolex Daytona Panda.
Yeah, give me a little. So we pretty much, but pants.
Pants Cuts joggers.
Okay, well from
Cuts they're called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, so for instance, this is the difference. These thrifted, my cousin Race made. Which
sick.
But
you look pretty cool too, though. Like, I was gonna compliment on it. You look very like modern. Like, I think this is a new modern cool.
That's what I was gonna say. When the fuck did skinny jeans get out of style?
I don't know.
Like, overnight, it felt like. I owned like 8 pairs of skinny jeans because I was like, this is just what you wear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I felt comfortable in. Then I walked out in public with them, and I saw kids like 14, 15 years old, like, skinny jeans. And I'm like, what? Like, when the fuck did that not be anyways?
Yeah.
I sound like a boomer right now, but
I know.
These kids are wearing these baggy things, and I feel pressured into wearing baggy stuff, and I don't care about people's opinions. This is how crazy that is. But I get it, because when we were in high school, I wore baggy stuff. I don't know if you did, but baggy style. So what I think fashion turned into, now, at least from my perspective, is people are just wearing what the era that they loved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe their heydays is what they call it. Like, whatever they wore in their heydays is what they're wearing now.
Yeah,
you know
I've noticed that too. Like, you'll see like the 2000 skater dudes still wearing like the DC shoes and like, you know what I mean? So
Ethicas.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Fat Farms. I see Fat Farms everywhere.
Oh, dude. Well, I think like, my style, again, it's just the evolution of like, that's also why I cut my hair. It's because I was like, all right, to become the next level of myself, to like people take me serious, like it's like people do make snapshot judgments of you, right? And you want to like, for me, is I want to have as much leverage as I can in any situation, like, you know. And people think that I'm really young. Like, people think I'm like 25 or 26 or whatever, which is cool because
you literally look like you're like 21, 22 sometimes.
Yeah, that to me like is so much leverage, because like someone who's 21 does not have the vast information that I have. So it's like
they're judging you thinking you're young, but you just got that. You know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's actually a superpower, bro.
I think like the elevated style, not that it's elevated, but the more business casual style kind of like gives me you know, I want to make bigger deals.
And if you feel good
I feel great.
You know, well, that's what I mean. So like, no matter, like, that's why, like, last time I wore those tiny shorts, tank top, flip flops. That's my go-to every day.
Yeah, that's a Quest uniform.
Yeah. That's a starter pack.
I'll be Questy for Halloween.
Questy starter pack for sure. But no, someone just posted something about them wanting to be me on Halloween, and I thought it was cool until I looked at it, and they just scribbled all over their face. And I was like, you motherfucker. But it was hilarious. I loved you guys. Anyways, that is my go-to, just because literally I feel the best in that. I literally feel the greatest in that, comfortable, everything. But when I've realized when I go, like, maybe not this place, because I do feel comfortable here to just dress how I want.
Yeah.
But if I'm meeting someone else, or I don't even know what.
Out in public?
Like what? Not even because I go everywhere in flip flops and tank top, and you know what I mean. But like, I guess like if it's an event, or something just not in the norm for me to do, then I'll throw something else on. Like I got these boots. Too, these are my favorite boots. I remember before I bought these. So I had a pair of these when I was with my ex. She got them for me, and they got stolen out of my car.
Oh shit.
But like when I was living at Jess's house, when I was in a deep depression you had to pull me out of, basically.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, when I get these pair of shoes, I'm going to be my highest self. Even though that's not how you're supposed to think at all. You know what I mean? But for some reason, my mind, my subconscious was like, Wes, when you get those shoes, you are your highest self. And then I forced myself. I Ubered down there because I have epilepsy. I can't drive. Ubered the fuck down to the only place in the United States, the only place in Las Vegas that had them, because I called everywhere. And then I went down, I think it was the Fashion Show Mall, and it was 5 minutes before a photo shoot. I had someone coming over for a photo shoot, and I was like, you just got to pick, it was like a week after you pulled me out of bed. You literally woke up a good dragon in me, because like, dude, I was stuck in bed. My life before he pulled me out was wake up, stream for 3-4 hours, go back to sleep, watch a movie. That was it. I had a putt. Like, bro, it's crazy how much I've changed from that.
Why did I come get you? I don't even remember. We were supposed to do something.
Because we were going to shoot. Yeah, you were just being a good friend. Just go work out and do some photo shoots. And that right there, I was like, bro, I'm so glad I have a friend. Because like I don't have close friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that you did that for me, bro, I'm so grateful. I know it's kind of uncomfortable for me to say, but bro, I'm so grateful for that, because I would have been stuck in that bed. I was going in a dark place, and I would like.
You're sober too for a while.
I think that might be another thing, is because I quit kratom.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember you were taking a lot of kratom.
So when I stopped doing kratom, I had no other vice other than like caffeine, and you know what I mean. And it's nothing really crazy. So that's kind of what put me into that. I had no vice other than sleep.
Yeah,
that was my vice. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just grateful for that, because I would have been still vicing it up,
dude. Well,
with a bed.
It's crazy because I the little things, like, to me it didn't seem like a big gesture at all. It was just like doing what I would do for the homie, like, so. Yeah. And I think that the positive impact, I think that's why we're here. Like, even like these episodes, like, we're not really certain on like the positive impact that it's going to have, but it could completely change somebody's life, you know? And it
could be equivalent to you pulling me out of bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And as long as we continue to perpetuate that forward, like, the universe is going to be on our side in the positive.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I think so too. Oh my gosh. That you brought that up. So do you feel, you kind of just said it, but do you feel that if you're doing good, projecting good, or putting joy, or helping people, or whatever the good is, do you think that the universe supports you more and pushes you or like for example, do you think the universe throws luck on your side whenever you're doing good, or doing mostly good? Then if you're doing bad, like have a FU mentality, that's when unlucky stuff happens to you?
Yeah, I think that it's like the law of attraction for sure. When you're doing good, more good things happen to you, and you do better, and it's just like, it's so weird because it's hard to label it. It's just like you're a force of energy, and like as long as you're happy and you're doing good, like more happy and good things come to you, and you start becoming more powerful, influential, and the output is always positive. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
The ripple effect that I have as a being, and you too, it's like now it's just perpetuating positive energy. And and I think that you are more lucky, like, you know, things do work out for you, and even if it doesn't work out, like if there's friction, that it's ultimately happening for your best interest. It's a lesson that you have to learn, or like a tuition you have to pay to get the bigger, better thing. So like when something like that happens, it's like pop the champagne, like there must be something better happening. Like, you know what I mean?
Overall, I think, so I believe that we all, who I am is the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, I don't know if you think like this, but sometimes I feel like so no matter what is happening, it's like, I just did that. I'm the universe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's happening for a reason that I wanted. So even if it in this perspective, if it's not something that is like initially benefiting me, I know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing that for a reason to push me into. That's the way I try to think. I don't know if it's the right way to think, but I know that that's how I think.
I mean, everything is working out for your best interest. Everything's happening for you.
Yeah.
We are the creators of our reality. We're like the cause to the effect. We're the creator of circumstances. It all starts with our mind and like how we, you know, what we want to create with it. And so it's it's just such a broad like topic, but I think like if you want to label it just like from the vastest point, it's like that God, like, right, like the universe chooses people to give action to, like, so like it's like whoever has the most action and like whoever's like a vessel for the universe to make things happen, like the universe keeps giving action to it.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then that's how I'm thinking. It's like I need to do more so that the universe could give me more, so I could give more, so I could do more.
Right. I like that. It's kind of like a video game, dude.
Yeah.
Because this is how I felt. So when I was in Houston and I was up for 13 days straight, I think on that 9th or 10th day, I had this weird spiritual awakening, like I told you. But the only way I can explain the feeling was it felt like something got downloaded in my brain, and I felt like I was talking to that download, and that download was saying, "You ready? Let's go." And it had control of my body. That's how it felt. And maybe I was tripping because I was up for 13 days on drugs and everything. Yeah. But that's what the download felt like. It felt like some being came down into my body and said, "Let's go. We're tapped in." Like they're controlling me with a video control. That's what it felt like. Sometimes
I do feel like life is a video game. Like, and sometimes like when I'm really, really like dialed in, like meditation or like, you know, just really in my ritual, I could almost like, not even while I'm doing the meditation, like even sitting here, I could just be like, wow, it's so weird that I'm like conscious of like my body and like that I'm here in this space and that like, I don't know, it's weird. And I do feel like, no, I've been trying to. I know that's something that's missing right now, and that's what I mean, like the Michael Jordan aspect. I need to be on top of my shit. But like, I feel like, it's like kind of crazy. I feel like I could create anything that I desire, and I feel like I could do anything, and like, it's like a video game. It's like my mind, like I almost feel like I'm looking at myself and my situation and everything from like a up top view, and I could like move it and create it and do whatever, and then like once I'm like, okay, boom, and I sink back in, I'm like, okay, cool, like let's go. Like,
whoa, we have a very similar way of thinking of life then, because I think of like that too, not all the time, but like for instance when I'm riding my bike, I kind of dissociate, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forget that I'm always in this cloud area, but then you're supposed to have a good balance of being in the cloud area, like you, the observer, being in the cloud area, and then the observer needs to come back to this reality and dimension, so it comes right back into the front right here, and then you see everything from that perspective. But you have to have a good balance, be able to pull back, and then drop back into this. You know what I mean?
Valid as
wow, dude, I didn't know anybody else thought like that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's from self-awareness or whatever. But like, there's also this kind of theory that I read about somewhere. I don't remember, but it's like we think that our soul's inside of us, right? But what if it's outside?
It's
and
everywhere.
Really, it's like our aura is outside energy, holding us together. It's not like from the inside penetrating out. It's like outside.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's good. I like that. So this was put it in perspective for me, which was tough for me to understand, because I was like, my ego wanted to say, no, that's not real. There's no way that can be real. Is that your thoughts aren't you. You are the person observing those thoughts.
Yes.
And bruh, my ego was trying to tell me that's not right. Like, it just didn't feel right, because what I was taught growing up was you are this body. This is who you are, which maybe in this dimension or this reality, that's true. But if you're thinking at a higher, or not higher, but different perspective, or who you really are, if you think deep down, is you can't be this. Like we are everything, and it's just so hard to explain that it could be taken like craziness. And literally, I had to go crazy to even know this stuff. I literally had to hit rock bottom in order to understand what this is. The only reason that I understood this is because little things happening way too, like, on point. Like, for example, me walking into my room and the TV was talking about flow state.
Yeah.
When I was literally trying to figure out a word to explain the feeling that I was walking in my room. Flow state chart on the TV. Come on, bruh. Come on, like that's way too on point for you. That not being me doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that you're in alignment, which is good. Like when you're moving in alignment, everything kind of is like that, and everything is working out for you. And I could tell like when I'm off alignment that like, and I'm running into friction. I'm like, okay, what is like, what's going on here? Like, what do I need to reevaluate? Like, what is the universe, God, like. Whatever is always talking to you, and in the present moment, always there's like, it's always communicating to you, and you have to interpret it, and because you're the creator, like of your situations, like, so it's like you created this situation, right? And then you're going through it, and you're like, holy fuck, why did I create this? Or like, you know, why is this happening? And then you're like, have to dig deep and be like, oh, it's because I'm like stressed about this or whatever, like, right? Having negative thought about this, and it created this situation. It makes you aware to like kind of be mindful and change. Yeah,
I think because I used to, when I first like had the started getting self-aware, I told myself that it always has to be good, positive things. But then once I realized that once negative things pop up, you got to accept that for what it is too. Because if you don't, you don't leave room for positive things to happen. Yeah, and you kind of need the contrast, right? Like you need you have to be aware of all of it. Because if you're not, you're just kind of free balling life. But I think there's also a thing to say that you can just free ball. There's a place in time to have a balance to just free ball life too. Like even at where we are right here, right now, which I truly believe me and you are our highest selves right now. There is a balance or a reality where we need to free ball life for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just to have a break from like I said, when you pull yourself out into these clouds, I call it the pink clouds. And then when you're in those pink clouds for so long, there still needs to be a balance where you come right back to this and just experience life right here, right now, and then pull back. But I find myself, the reason why I'm saying this so much is because I find myself living up here way too much. Really? Way too. I'm in the clouds way too much. And when I'm on my bike, I feel like I'm in both because I have to pay attention or else I'm fucked. I get hit. And there's times I've almost gotten hit because I'm just up here way too much. But then, for example, my chain will fall off. I'm like, oh, that's me telling myself, get back into this reality, focus down here, You know what I mean? So that's just my way of, maybe I'm only saying this for me to hear it. Yeah. I need to have sometimes better balance. You need to hear it. Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. So I feel like I battle with like, again, this is just a label, but like demons or whatever. And I only have one fear or like one demon, and it's the fear of poverty. And it stems in like different forms. Like it goes all the way up the ladder to random situations, but that's the core of it. And it shows up like in a way where I become like insecure about like mostly for our clients. Like I'll be like, I feel insecure, like I'm not doing enough for the clients, and then that brings in fear, and then it's like ultimately the fear of, and then I have to like release that and like feel gratitude. But sometimes it like comes in and I have to like totally let it out. But what I was gonna ask is, do you have like you know, thought blocks or things that are like maybe not beneficial that come in, and then how do you deal with them? Oh wow, great question. Great question. I had this is gonna almost made me cry. I had a crazy fear of being homeless. Crazy I remember fear. We talked about that. And a long time ago. Me, the universe, told me, you jump into that void so you're not scared anymore. So I was homeless for so long, like couch surfing, or not really Airbnb hopping. $7,000 in 1 month. Airbnbs. That's crazy. I was like, why can't I just pay rent? but I couldn't because I didn't have friends that allowed me to move in, didn't have space for me, which was like, I was like, whatever, fine. I'm just going to accept this and just keep Airbnb hopping. Luckily, the universe, God, put me in a situation to where I can just stream. And that's back when TikTok was paying me every single day. So I just make $300 that day, pay for the next day. That's how I lived for a full 30 days. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm good. And I just, that was the void I jumped into to stop feeling that fear. Because like if I didn't, I would still have that fear. I don't have the fear anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've already been in that void. Something about the void that I heard something pretty interesting is when you're scared of that void, right? You're scared of whatever the demon is, you're scared of it. But every single time you jump into that void, you realize it's just feathers. You jump into a feathery bed of pillows, and every time I have anyways, I've jumped into a void and I'm just like, oh wow, that was soft. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I did. So for you having that fear, maybe that's because I've seen YouTubers literally have that fear, and they would go to another country, leave all their money behind, which is scary, yeah. Right? But they would do it. And then this guy, Ryan Trahan, brought a penny with him. And he said, and the video was, because he's very successful, he's almost 10 millionaire, whatever I saw, but on Google, but he brought that penny, and his video was, trade this penny all the way back till I get back home. So he would trade the penny, ask every single human around him in, I forget, London or something, can I get a pen? Can we trade a pen? And he'd have his filmer with him filming. Can I get a pen? He'd be sleeping on the streets. He'd trade that penny all the way up to like a hammock, just trading pens for cokes for waters.
Whoa.
Put water in ice to change that colder so he can get $2 more for that water.
Whoa.
And that's how he lived. That video was crazy, and it went crazy viral because it was just he got a hammock to sleep that night.
That's crazy.
Traded that like he just kept trading. That was his video, and he got a plane ticket back home.
Dude, that's sick.
Isn't that crazy? And that's terrifying, right?
Yeah, that is scary. Well, and so I kind of like what you said is I kind of jumped in the bed of feathers. Mm-hmm. So I think this was already like maybe last year or the year before. I think it was the year before. Mm-hmm. It was like the first time I made like the most amount of money in like a month, and it was like $80,000 or something. And I had a lot of overhead. Like I had a lot of editors, I had a lot of people, and so I would get nervous. Like I was like super afraid of, and then I broke my wrist. And then so like I was hyper focusing on like the fear of losing it all. And then I did actually. I went from like making $80,000 a month to like $10,000 a month.
Wow.
And I had to like downsize the staff and everything. And but like when I got there, I realized like it wasn't that bad. And I realized that I created that, and that like if I focus on that fear, like it would materialize, and that to me, it's crazy. Like me being dead broke is like making 10 grand a month, and I was like, it's not that bad, right? Like I can fucking always survive. Yeah. And then, but that was the first time I became self-aware of the pattern, and it's crazy because I got really deep on this. Is like growing up with my dad, like fucking, he was always like an addict, and like, you know, he would be in a jail for like a couple years, he'd come out, and then we'd live with him for a couple years, and every time we were like cool with him, for some reason I'd have a fear, and it was like I knew like a good thing wasn't gonna last anymore. Like I knew it was like gonna come to an end, and that was kind of his cycle of life. It's like a come up and then a fall, and like my life has been like that. Like patterns, like every couple of years I get a level of success and then I fall. Like, you know, like I had the studio and then I went to jail, and then like I had my next business and it came down, and then it was like that trajectory. And this last like come down, I realized like, holy shit, I'm creating this reality for myself. Now I'm aware of it, and like I'm gonna keep trajecting upwards. But like that fear, that fear of poverty, what it ultimately is so deep rooted. It shows up in different ways, right? Like if something happens for the client that doesn't go right, I'm like, fuck, I get like insecure fear. Or like if like I get a unexpected like fucking bill or something, it's like, fuck, I get annoyed. But it layers down to all the way to that. So when I feel it coming on, or like if I'm spending a lot of money, like my payroll's high that week, and like I have to, you know, groceries and like some other shit, bro, I fucking spend like dead ass like for me to be alive, it's like $2,000 a week, like more than that, I think, like every week, like, you know, and so sometimes when I'm like, know that it's going out a little more than I'd like, I'd get like a little fucking whatever. But I realized instead of getting stressed about it, I'm just like, well, you know, I have enough for everything right now. I'm cool. Like, you know,
you're gonna survive.
Yeah,
that's the biggest part. Yeah.
And so, anyways.
Yeah.
That's how I overcame it.
I think that's a good way to overcome. I'm glad you did. Some people think, and including me, think that I constantly always think that the peaks and valleys are like this in life, right? We go up and go back down, go back up, go back down. But in reality, the way the peaks and valleys work is like all over the place. Like up and then down, up. And it just goes, that's how it is in reality. So that's why it's so important to be in flow state, because you're just in for the ride. You know what I mean?
You're just like, whatever.
And you just navigate. Yes, you try to organize it as much as possible, but life is gonna life. You know what I mean? Just be. So
you have to have faith and trust, like, you know, in the universe.
You have to. Before I had faith that things were going the way it needs to be, my depression, that's where my depression stemmed from, was not having faith. Faith is probably the most important, and is another word that turns people, like, literally shuts people's brains off, because it's such a term that it's overused. It's not even overused. It's just whenever people say it, it's the people that don't understand what faith is, it shuts their brain off, because it's just like, it feels like it's surface level, but it's not. That's what it is.
Faith is like, bro, faith is like just knowing that you're gonna that you're just gonna take the next step, and like, it's like I think you said this before, right? Like the fucking something comes and you're like walking, and you don't even know if the next step is gonna be there, and then it's like something comes there, and then you're like, all right, next step, boom.
You don't even know. Don't care if you know or not. I'm taking the step regardless. If I fall,
and that's what faith is. Yeah, that's faith.
Yeah. So Jim Carrey once said, which changed my life, because I was thinking it the whole time, just didn't know how to put it into words, is the only thing he needs is faith in the universe and faith in himself.
Yeah.
Two things: faith in the universe and faith in himself. That's all he survives. He lives off of that. Whatever happens after that, that's me and the
it's supposed to be.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so another thing that I'm going to be completely honest about, this could be the last thing we talk about, but I want your perspective on this. I struggle with saving money.
Really?
It's a big struggle in my life. I spend way too much because I have too much faith, I guess. I just have so much faith that I'm like, fuck it. Spend it. I don't want. I just had this conversation with my mom. I feel like the just in case aspect of saving is like the opposite of faith. Does that make sense? Like, like I feel like it's like me cheating on my girlfriend or wife, which my wife is my career. So like if I save, I feel like that's me being like, just in case it doesn't work out. You know what I mean?
Don't save, invest. And so, dude, we can so me and Judy had this conversation about you, is we can monetize you so hard. And whenever you decide that you want to have the money powers, like come to me and we'll turn them on for you.
I think we're already starting that, but it's just tapering up.
Yeah. So like, dude, we can monetize you so hard. And I think that this project will unlock the money powers for you. And so this is my take on saving. You just have to make more money. Like, but also dude, this is deep level finance shit. So, okay, this is how I structure my finances. So I have a bank account, and any money that comes in, like, it automatically distributes. So like money comes in, and then 35% goes to owner's pay. I think 5% goes to profit, and then 1% goes to taxes. And that's just like, boom, and it goes into different bank accounts, like as soon as it comes in. And I operate from my, and whatever's left over, like the 56% is my OPEX account. And that's where I operate all my business from. And then out of the 35%, 10% of that, I automatically every week, I invest it into like a Robinhood account. So like if you want to make this super simple, like building wealth is a habit. It's not anything crazy. It's like you're not saving money. You're actually putting that money at risk. So it's like it's not like it's going into a saving account. So like every time you get a TikTok check, take 10%, whatever that is. It could be $100 or whatever. Put it into a Robinhood S&P 500. Boom.
I think you just saved my life.
Boom.
Bro.
And then it's not even like, because it's not a savings. And then never pull that out. That money is gone. You set it on fire. Like you it's not. You paid it to the universe.
Yeah.
And what it is you're paying your future self, and it's compound interest. And then before you know it, bro, you have thousands of dollars saved up.
I'm so glad you put it that way.
It's not even saved. It's fucking invested in the market, and you just keep. It's called dollar cost.
Robinhood?
Robinhood's like a stock market.
Is it an app?
Yeah, I'll show you my Robinhood.
Yeah,
and then basically, every week you could automatically set it. You don't even have to think about it, bro. You can literally have it draft automatically from your shit, and it goes into that, and then you look at it, and you have fucking thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, and it's just there, and it brings you security and safety. It's not like you can't spend it. I mean, you can, like, I guess if you have to, but how I look at it is like, that's my fucking retirement account, and it just keeps going in there. And so wealth is a habit. It's not like fucking saving it all. It's just like investing it. So then you take that money and you just keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and then
I love that you said that, because it literally changed. You know that how when you have a belief and it turns into, or a thought and it turns into a belief, and that belief dictates your actions. Yeah. So my belief was what I just explained, how when you save, it's like going against my faith. Yeah. Whoa, that sounded religious. Anyways, the way you just disconnected that belief for me, and it was so important for me to hear, because my mom couldn't tell me. She could not. She was struggling with trying to take that belief and disconnect it from, but it feels disconnected. Anyways, because another belief I have is like, I'm just going to go viral one day and I'm going to be wealthy overnight. Well,
that's true, too.
You know what I mean? And I truly, that's my faith. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I know. It's not like if it's going to happen. I know it's happening. That is why I don't save also. Yeah. So you telling me that, I hope it helps millions of people, because, oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude, that was so hard for me to disconnect that belief.
We're gonna monetize you hard, like, whenever you're ready, like, bro.
So like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you then, because I think I can. The last time we tried that, the only reason why it didn't work for me, it was gonna work regardless, but I think we just have to make sure we use my passions, which is streaming. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, monetize that part of streaming. I want to get back into the first type of videos I filmed. That's where a deep passion was. Also, why it didn't work is because I'm kind of struggling with what I'm passionate about right now. So, like, if we could monetize riding my bike, I'd monetize. Oh, shit. Whoa. Should we do
a bike video, GoPro,
no, everything? No, not even a bike video. Like, maybe, like, a way for me to, like, talk and stream while biking.
So this is what I think. I think, like, if you wanted to make, like, quick, like, 30 grand a month or something, what I think you would do is, like, a cool business model is you need to take your community off, like, all your social media and bring them to a place like school. So I have a school account, and basically what you do is you let's say you do a weekly call, right? Like a weekly thing, and you drive a community of people.
So a funnel.
Yeah, so you take everybody and you put them into, like, a thing. And even if, like you're saying, it's like a $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever, and they come into this place that's like your community. And what's dope about that is, like, TikTok, Instagram, nobody could fuck with your community once they're there. Right. So then you get, like, you have literally thousands of people that'll fuck with you. So then you get them all there paying $5-10 a month. At 1,000, that's fucking 10 grand a month right there. Yep. And then all you do to fulfill it is, like, it's like a Facebook group. Like, you could post, like, hey, what are you guys struggling with today? And then everybody fucking posts.
So is it like a Discord?
It's exactly like a Discord, but you could charge money to get into the Discord. Yeah. And then you could do like a weekly call. Like, you could do even daily. Depends on how hard you want to go, but, like, you could do a weekly, like, live call, and then in that weekly call, just kind of like this, it's like you have your topics you want to talk about. You're like, this is how you want to serve those people, because money is only a byproduct of the service and, like, value that you provide.
You know what I think we need to do? First of all, I love that. I think remember how I told you how I drew 2 triangles? And maybe me and you need to do that together and put our goals and figure out, and then what we can do to
that's a good idea.
Get there together. whenever it happens.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, we have a pen and paper right there.
What you said, I love that. So this is why that thought brought up what I've been trying to manifest since the beginning, even if I didn't know it in the beginning, but I consciously have been trying to manifest being able to just live my life and document it, just live my life and doing exactly what I want every single time and making a full-time living off of that. Whether it's rich,
yeah,
or just paying what I need,
yeah,
or whatever it is, but being able to just live, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So but there's still those struggles of spending too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because like I'd say, yeah, I just spend too much. Because that's what I'm trying to manifest. So I'm trying to have the universe catch up to my want, or desire, which is like it bending around me just living. Well, and then me making a full-time living off of that without worry. You know what I mean?
What's crazy is that money is like an energy. It's like literally it's the same as every other energy in the world. It's like once you learn how to use it, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Why didn't I know this before?
Totally different, yeah.
You know? And so like what I'm saying, it's like, yeah, setting up a community or whatever where you get monthly recurring, that would get you a base. And then like sponsorships from these types of content, that would get you more. And then like it comes to a point like I'm kind of at that point where like you make so much money that you couldn't spend it all if you wanted to, unless you do some fucking crazy shit like you go buy a fucking car like every other week or some shit, like, you know. So like it's just and I think that I mean I maybe it's part of my I think somehow we're gonna be connected for life. You have a similar like spirit or soul as like my dad, and for whatever reason, it's like I'm the balance to that, you know. And so it's cool
I feel the same way.
Friendship.
And it's because we were connected at a young age, and then left each other's life for a little bit, and then connected again. And I was like, oh yeah, it just felt like the triangles opposite. It feels like mine is right with yours, aligned parallel instead of opposite. You know what I mean? So which is 99% of humans I meet feels like it's going in the opposite direction of what I want. Like, for instance, like when you have a roommate, and sorry if you're watching, if you have a roommate, which I've had hundreds, so you don't know who I'm talking about, like, and they just totally have a totally different goal. You have to, it's tough to be a roommate with that, especially when I have such big aspirations and I don't have a 9-to-5 job to clock in, which I never want. And they do. When you have a house, they're basically, those people are living in your brain. You know what I mean? A house is a perfect representation of your brain. And if you got some random person walking around in your brain, they're constantly there in your brain, no matter what. So it's tough to balance that sometimes. You know what I mean? I just need to say that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's, I've had the same roommate for the last 6 years.
Yeah. and that's ideal right there. You know what I mean? And I think, that's all I'm going to say. But anyways, I think that was a perfect episode. And it was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, because we went into this with faith.
Yeah, literally. Well, hey, everybody, subscribe to the channel. And if you got any level of value, share it. We need you to comment if you ever dealt with or struggled with addiction, because it may help us too. You know what I mean? Alrighty, guys. I love every single one of you. Love you guys. You are whole. You are complete. You are loved. Yes. If you're watching this, I love you. Bye. Peace out. Beautiful, dude.